I think that's what I did. I don't know. It's sitting on here.
You might have.
There's two other things on here that I don't even know what they are. They're sitting there.
They're sitting there. I didn't clear out any of the old stuff. I didn't get to doing that. So any of the old stuff that I left some of that old stuff on there so that you could, if you wanted to do what you're doing, except choose a carryover, a hangover, or something.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes Deadly Stare was the thing I used the most. So
right. Well, yeah, and that's why I'm keeping Battlefield Medicine, because it's the one I use the most.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've developed a little kind of a thing for it. You used Battlefield Medicine on the episode of Dr. Kennedy, entry number 4, which will be out probably tonight or tomorrow for sure. I'm trying to finish it today, and I just was too many inspirations. I ended up sorting through music again and reworking the back half, and doing that OCD stuff that I like to do. Just
the origin of my usage of Battlefield Medicine.
Fun. Have fun.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one.
You just
are we on? What are we doing?
We're on. Yeah, we're live.
Oh, hi, people.
We are live. You guys are still in the limo, but we got a little bit of cult business to deal with before we get going. Hello, everybody. I'm all casual these days. My shows are a little bit less formal than previously. So that's why Eric is confused that I didn't have some big canned intro going.
Are we in hashtag bring back bits?
Bring back bits?
Listen, always bring back bits.
The new bit is going to be, don't
get reliant on bits, because it's quite possible we may end up like changing platforms or something at some point in the future, because Twitch has competition these days. Facebook is doing new stuff. They're offering like free of the monetization and stuff, not taking a percentage, and then when they do take a percentage, it's going to be like a shit ton less than what Twitch does. Twitch, by the way, takes half.
Jeez.
Unless you're a partner and you renegotiate, and then you can sometimes get that lessened.
I'm sorry, Curtis, I can listen to you about half-assed right now because of how fucking cute me was being right now. Like, I can't. I'm sorry.
How do you think I feel? Yeah.
I will go on and on about stupid stuff like that. But the real question, while you guys are riding in the limousine, it's nighttime. You can see the city lights of Manhattan ahead. I have a question for you. Did anybody discover anything new about the truth during the last episode?
Yeah, don't be going in freaking sketchy ass strip clubs. You're gonna see people maiming each other in there.
What did you learn about the truth in the strip club? I mean, you can see crazy shit anywhere you go. All you got to do is go, I want to roll plus soul, see through the illusion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like for Joel, she just kind of realized that, oh, like this just never ends. This is just going to keep happening. Because in her head, she's like, oh, you know, crazy shit only happens when I'm with everybody else. And then the second she's left alone, she's like, oh shit, this shit happens to me too.
All right. I'll let you claim that one this one final time.
Joel just lives in a constant state of denial that all this shit is happening.
But for the record, I think crazy shit's been happening to you pretty much on the daily.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything new about your character?
Hey. Sorry.
That's all right. I think I had a cat in the other room just knock something off. I just heard something crash.
He was so entertained. He's like, hell yeah, what is that? Well, Chris, did you learn anything new about Ernie?
Yes, probably, but I couldn't enumerate the ways.
I would think that maybe he learned something new about himself just in the fact of the time that you spent with Joel in the back in the car. You guys did share some moments, and you know, I would assume that because of the hours that it actually took to have that ride, the conversations were probably a little bit deeper. I can't imagine that you two would sit through uncomfortable silence in that car together. At some point you would realize, you know what, we're kind of buds, right? We've been like hanging out for a while.
We talked about love and we talked about that kind of thing, and Ernie was like talking about that, and Joel's like, you know, I've never really even thought about that kind of thing.
So maybe then just realizing that about the relationship in and of itself is learning something new about your character. Like, you know what, I think I might be able to get along with Kennedy/Joel.
Joel learned that Ernie is like an ogre. He has lots of layers.
Yes. He does have lots and lots and lots and lots of layers. How did you challenge yourselves?
I think that her just walking through that horrifying strip club was Joel challenging herself.
Yeah, because usually she's like ready to go guns blazing because she's got a whole crew of people behind her for the most part. And this time she actually was kind of like, oh shit. Like, I cannot take on this entire room of people. I think she's learned to be a little more cautious than she once was.
She's like, wait. Do a double take. Yeah. Awesome. Well, very well done. Then you will get an advancement from the enlightened abilities, which if you look in your journal, I believe they're all there. I haven't double checked my book again. It's been a moment since I've done that, but let's see, abilities, enlightened.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of cool stuff on that list.
What else do you got? I mean, your character sheet. Let's see, you get to choose, well, any from that list of that first section. So you can add one to an attribute if you choose.
I know what I'm doing.
Or I got this. You can take over your character sheet like a big girl and do it yourself.
We just talked about this. I'm taking experience and I'm giving myself deadly stare back because I use it a lot and I'd like to keep that one. Right just on. For the sake of I didn't keep track. So I don't know why that's sitting there, but that's the one that I'm taking. So I'm taking experience.
Very good.
And then I'll have
to... Oh yeah, I had taken your old stuff off.
Mm-hmm. So I'll have to find Deadly Stare in the book someplace. I need to use it.
Yeah, it's going to be in aware advantages, I believe. Do you know what attribute it used?
Violence, I believe. Oh, it's right there, top of the list, underneath violence. Look at that.
Deadly
Convenience.
I actually, if I have this right, I've already gave you credit for Deadly Stare, and
I didn't know because I couldn't remember. So I was going to give you benefit.
Because it's on your list here.
I know, and then I have
fixing
these
it
two underneath that I've got no idea where they came from either.
Well, I gave you Deadly Stare because when you're in your canine form, when you're Urbet, I thought that was just going to be kind of a natural thing, right? Like if you've got some oversized dog grilling you down, that's kind of scary. But we can make it, this will formalize it.
Yeah.
But my point is, still didn't do it right. I'm going to have to figure out why I didn't do that link. Because we hadn't talked about your character sheet is why that was still kind of up in the air. I think I had technically, you already have that. So you still get another advancement.
Okay. Well.
But you can think about it if you like.
Let me just find what this other one that's on there, because there's dark vision and there's dark aura, but I can't find dark. There it is.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what my thinking was on those, because you had stacked up a bunch of stuff.
I'm really bad
compared to
about
other people.
Putting my own notes and shit is the other part. Is I write something down and I think, oh, I'll remember it. There's no need to make an extra note, and then totally.
That would also explain why they're not linked. Yeah.
Oh, I did take dark vision so that I could sneak around in the darkness, because that's what I used to sneak out of the house.
Okay.
Back in Vermont. So technically I have that one. I don't know where dark aura came from.
Well, let's let you.
We'll just go from there.
Yeah. You can take dark aura on the next.
There we go.
Unless you change your mind or something. What'd you choose, Kennedy? Did you pick anything?
I got a couple of neat things.
Some neato things?
Neato speedo.
Some neato things. Like what, Chris? What'd you get?
I am the master of time and space, so like I have an extra dimensional hideout that I can just chill in.
Ooh, so
and
you
also I have mastered death in that I am eternally young.
This sounds horrifying.
That fits into your story with Inferno too, so that all kind of checks out. I like how it all fits nerdatively.
Pretty cool. Oh, I can't.
I like that.
In the background, and then I can't play with them.
What?
Nothing. I zoomed out in Roll20 and I wanted to start playing with stuff, but I can't. It's fine.
You should be able to. What did I
don't know. I saw a pretty token I wanted to touch.
Oh. You can't touch it?
It won't let me touch it. I wanted to.
It's not.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't need to play
It's easy to do. It's meant to be done live. Actually, because I don't think I had shown those to you guys yet.
Can't touch this. Ooh.
I was trying to find a thing for Kennedy from the same artist that had the that's actually a fox. Just to let you know, it's actually like one of those 9-tailed foxes or something. But I thought it looked cool. And
aren't foxes technically cats?
Looked like an urbit to me. And so then I got Kennedy the it was
that looks like a scorpion
griffin
spider thing.
No, brain fog. I can't remember now. I could have told you 5 seconds ago, but now I can't.
It looks like a scorpion with wings. and a face.
No, it's like it's a mythical beast. It's that lion's body, man's head, horn, bat wings, kind of.
I just see Chris's beautiful face real up close.
You can zoom in on Roll20.
I know. I'm zoomed all the way in, and I was like getting real close to it. Yeah, like just trying to see what it is you're talking about.
Plus, I'll get you the actual PNG so that you can see it without it being. It gets blurry on Roll20 like that.
Cool.
Anyways, before we talk about this kind of crazy stuff, but we can start our own show talking about Roll20 tokens with Curtis, Erica, and Chris. You're driving in
that they can't see anyway. It's just us talking about it, and they can't even see.
Yeah, I actually.
Griffin, yeah.
There it is. Now they can see it. Griffin.
Oh,
yeah.
Cute.
It's a mean griffin with horns and fangs.
That is, I don't know if cute is the word I would use.
And then, yeah.
I'm trying. Okay.
I don't know what Erica ran off with. Ran off with hers.
Hold on, don't move. I got it. I'll put it back.
Oh, she went and she's running the lines with it.
Hey, I like to have fun on the maps. Okay.
she's playing on Curtis's diagrams.
You give me something fun to mess with, I'm gonna mess with it. Do you not remember the card situation when you gave me cards?
Yes, I know, and I had to go put those away. Yes. No, don't bring the cards out when Erica's in the house. Driving into Manhattan. It starts to rain, if it didn't start raining on the last one already. And I came up with a name. Oh, Lady Selleck will roll the window down and says, Dr. Kennedy, where am I taking you?
I will give the address of the brownstone.
What is the brownstone?
This is my house that I haven't been in since literally the beginning of season 1.
Was Joel even ever at your house?
Nope.
Holy shit. So yeah, Joel's literally like leaning over and she's like, where the fuck are we going?
I'm going home.
Like,
I suppose. No, my home. You don't think that I live in the Black Shatter building, do you?
Yeah, I thought you were upstairs in the apartment, like Blythe and I were at some points.
Well, yes, at some points, but I still have a home of my own.
Okay, we're going to Ernie's house. What? Yeah. Okay.
So you're going to, you want to be dropped off with Dr. Kennedy then?
Oh yeah, I'm super curious to see what this house that Doc over here has and what it looks like. If it looks like a murder house or not, but you know, it's fine. Yeah, let's go to Ernie's house.
Okay. Driving into the city?
Well, yes, of course. You are perfectly welcome to come to my house without you know, asking. It's fine. No, it's fine.
Joel just gives you a shit-eating grin and just kind of blinks. Just yeah, it better be fine, or I'm gonna be really upset with you.
There's the Kennedy we all know.
Tim's asking if it's a taxi. Kind of, but no.
It's like a limousine town card thing, and there's a freaking saw underneath the seat. Don't put your hands down there. Found that out the bad way. And Joel's like already nursing her little bandaged finger. She's like sitting over there looking at it, like.
You know, I can just fix that. Right.
You're the one who put the first aid kit on it. Now you're telling me you're just gonna boop it out of existence?
I mean, I wanted to make sure my suture skills weren't rusty.
I hate you. She just holds the hand out.
He'll just grab the tips of your fingers that were cut and just like a little warm yellow glow. There you are. Good as new.
Could have done that the first time, but whatever. It's fine. It's annoyed teenager vibes. Just like being put out into the world.
You know, I didn't tell Harvey or Blythe where I was going. I suppose we'll call them later.
I am assuming at this point that Harvey is probably headed back to him and Sasha's place to go cry some more, or headed to Sasha's old apartment to get some stuff squared away.
To cry some more. Yes. Yeah. Well, anyway. And then we'll go.
Dr. Kennedy changes the subject.
Great. So why do you want to go home, Ernie?
Well, I haven't been in a while. It's good to check up on the homestead once at a blue moon.
So do you have blue moon there? Like orange slices and all? Like some real fancy shit?
My God.
Have either of you listened to the radio or turned on the television or looked at a newspaper or know what time you're in?
No, not a clue.
We haven't even gotten a chance to, have we? I suppose we could have at the strip club, but I had one thing that I needed to do, and you were just trying to not look at anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When we all know what she really wanted to do was look at things.
It's okay. Bathroom was enough.
Okay. Just curious. Didn't know if you guys had asked somewhere along the way to check.
No, but I expect when we arrive, I'll be able to find a newspaper kiosk, you know, the little metal box that you put coins in.
Oh, there's
those still like exist, right?
There's not a little boy who rides by on his bike and like throws it.
Well, Kennedy was around. They used to stand on the corner and go, extra, extra.
Read all about it.
Tell me about your security system, Dr. Kennedy.
I would assume that I have continued to update it as time has gone by. So if it is any significant length of time after the original series, it's probably been updated at least a little bit. But yeah, motion detection alarms on the any entrance and exit. I don't remember if I had said security cameras when we were talking about home security in season 1.
I know there was a peephole.
Oh yeah, the door definitely. Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is where peephole originated.
It is, in fact.
I want to say that you did say there were security cameras, at least in the foyer, like a foyer. Whatever fancy ass shit an entryway is.
Right.
You could have had those for sure. However, just to clarify, nobody really has a solid memory of their activities over the last however long time it's been. It's been it's a little bit curious. I mean, you guys know what you've been doing. The actual time is 2010.
This
the cars and stuff have changed. The setting has changed. Manhattan is different 20 years later than it did when Koch was mayor. I think he was mayor then. If I remember correctly.
Ernie, do you think things look a little different?
Yes, I had noticed that.
Like super different?
Quite different, yes.
How long have we been gone?
I expect we will find an answer to that when we arrive at our destination.
We could ask the lovely lady up front. Him, lady, them.
Joel, you seem nervous all of a sudden. Are you anxious?
She's a little anxious.
Roll to observe the situation as you're looking around.
And I got my computer just
Oof.
froze.
That is
That's
an 8.
never fucking good
Nope.
enough.
Nope. That's an 8. That is not better than a 9.
No, it's not.
Kennedy, if you want to observe a situation, or you can read a person, just to give you a backup chance at maybe noticing what she didn't notice.
Inevitably missed.
Neither one of those is good for me. That is even worse. That is a 6.
Oh man. Now I just have to look and see.
Really not better than a 9.
No.
Oh shit.
What's
Yeah, for you.
So you're just riding into town. You both get to ask a question if you would like to ask a question, just to see if there's something that you may have seen. You still get a chance to see it. It's just I get to do something too. If you have a specific question, I actually had something I was going to tell you. So if you don't have a question, then there's not a whole lot of traffic. It seems late. You can't really tell stars because it's raining outside, and so you don't see any. You can't really see a moon to gauge that way as to what time of night it is, assuming you even could. And the one thing that you do notice is that there's 2 cabs in front of the car, and there's another cab behind your car, and it's only noticeable because there's no other cars on the road, really. It's that late. There's not a whole lot of traffic in Manhattan at 1 a.m. except in the busy parts of town where there's a nightlife. In this particular part of town, as they're heading through the neighborhood, getting close to Dr. Kennedy's house, having 2 cabs in front of you, driving side by side, taking up the entire street, and then having another one behind you would seem odd. Perhaps we get to see the cabbie after.
Oh, great.
We definitely don't need to see the cabbie. That's nah.
Joel like peers over the back of the seat and peeks out the back window to the cab behind, and then you see her like flop around back to her butt, and she looks out the front window at the two in front, and then she looks at you, and then she looks back to the cabs, and then she flips back around, and then she sits back down, and she looks again, looks at you again, Ernie.
What are you losing your mind about?
Well, Ernie, do you notice that there are two cabs in front of us and a cab behind us?
It's Manhattan, Miss Watson.
Yeah, but do you see too much anything else going on the streets right now, genius?
I suppose I see your point.
Maybe I'm not as paranoid as everybody thinks I am, huh?
What is the saying? You can't be paranoid if they're actually out to get you?
Exactly. Now you're getting it.
I suppose. And I'll, like, roll the window down. Beg pardon.
Lady Selleck turns slowly towards the bag with a big grin on their face. Yes, Dr. Kennedy?
My companion is somewhat alarmed at the presence of the 3 yellow cabs around us. It seems as though they are trying to surround us.
What? I don't believe it. They still haven't put their eyes back on the road yet.
Yes.
There are 3, aren't there? That's odd. What do you want me to do?
Perhaps evasive maneuvers, or does this car have any defenses of any kind?
You bet. Why don't you guys sit back and strap yourselves in, and I'll get Chewy up here to man the gun, and we'll take care of it all. And then the window goes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Who is Chewy? Who's Chewy?
I don't think that it particularly matters. Apparently, they have a gun.
Oh my god. And Joel reaches into the back of her jeans and pulls out hers, and she's like flopping it. And she's like, so do I, motherfucker. What do you think this is gonna do? Who the fuck is Chewy? There hasn't been another person up there, has there?
Perhaps it's someone that they'll radio in that's nearby, or maybe they're the driver of the other vehicle that Harvey and Bly.
Sarcasm.
If we die, I blame you. And Joel just cocks her pistol and like scooches closer to the window.
And who knows? It could still be nothing at all.
Yeah, because in our lives, it's always just nothing at all. Yeah. So right, Ernie. Always. Just always so right. Do you ever get tired of being so right?
On occasion, actually.
Bright lights flashing in through the rear view, through the rear window. The cab behind you is blinking its brights at you.
Well, Ernie, what do we do?
Well, we're certainly not stopping, of course. When we get back to the brownstone. Hopefully they will have broken off.
You notice
so
the
your
car
plan is to do
slowly
nothing.
coming to a stop.
Your plan is to just do nothing. It's great plan, Ernie. Awesome plan.
Listen, Miss Watson, you are the woman of action.
No, Sasha's normally the one with the plan, and he's not here anymore. I'm the one who just does.
Would you like to shoot them? Having a gunfight in the middle of the streets of Manhattan at God knows what time of night seems like a fantastic way to be arrested and go to prison.
Prison's not real. We were in a mental institute that wasn't real.
Yes, I suppose. That really wouldn't stop us much, would it?
No.
Well, feel free then.
Is the car stopped? Did the car stop moving?
Yeah, it got slower and slower, crept along about half a block at about 10 miles an hour. The car that's flashing the lights from behind is so close that you couldn't see the license plate if you leaned out and looked through the glass of the town car. And then the car stops. The driver's door opens. There's the glass between the two of you is not tinted, but it's kind of smoked. So it's kind of like a dark blur, basically. So you don't really see exactly. You can kind of see silhouettes and such, just from the light from the interior of the car. Lady Selick stops the car and then opens up and gets out of the car. One of the cabs from the front circles, does a U-turn in the middle of the road, comes back, picks Lady Selick up, and drives off.
Oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. Joel is like already going to the door. She was going to get out and shoot anyways. So, I reach for the door handle and just like tug on Ernie's sleeve to like follow. And I want to exit the vehicle so that I can then shoot behind me or shoot at the other cab. The one that's behind us.
And like while she's pulling, I'm just like, I mean, I was just going to roll the window down and climb into the front seat and drive away, but okay.
Didn't have plans. Now this is the plan.
Yeah, we'll see.
11.
What did you roll?
I got an 11.
You pop open the door. Joel opens the door, Dr. Kennedy. However, it was locked when you went to go do it. And because of your pulling and then you moved to lock it in your urgency to get out, you fall. And I'll let you choose. Do you want to smack your face on the pavement, or do you want to drop your weapon?
Oh, I'd rather smack my face on the pavement. Joel usually keeps pretty good grip on guns. They're not meant to be dropped. Her dad would have had a cow.
Right. You do keep a tight grip on it in spite of the fact that you do slip and fall and smack your face. And when you lift your face up, you see blood and pieces of 2 teeth laying on. And then you feel pain.
Joel just spits the blood out of her mouth and straightens up with the look of like, I meant to fucking do that. And then, is there anybody else in the other cab? Because I'm already pointing a gun at it. Ready to just...
You can't see. Their bright lights are on. All you see are headlights shining at you. There are no street lights In fact, none of the houses on this block are lit up. It's like you've driven onto a movie set or something. It's almost lifeless.
I want to shoot the driver of the cab behind the car through the windshield. So, like, I can't really see if there's anybody in there, but I just want to shoot at it and break out the front window and shoot the person that's driving.
How many bullets do you want to use?
Just 2. Just 2.
Roll violence, but you're going to do it at a minus.
It doesn't matter anyway. It's fine. It doesn't matter
anyway.
It
does not matter. No.
It doesn't matter fucking anyways.
That is not better than a 9 because it is precisely a 9.
And that if you would have subtracted 2, it still would have sucked. Anyway, so it's fine. Totally fine.
Only good things.
What is it with Roll20 is like going crazy for me.
I think Roll20 just hates us now. It's like no
it
more
really
successes.
does.
You guys suck. Sorry.
Y'all had it too darn easy for too darn long.
I have a flippin' +4 and I still failed.
Wow. So I'm going to let you narrate that. There were lots of obstacles and bright lights in your face, was why I gave you the -2. You don't see people. You were going to blindly shoot where you thought there should be a person.
Yeah.
So you're going to fail miserably.
Yeah, you just hear the gunshot ricochet off the roof of the car, and then another one just ricochets just completely somewhere down the street. She wasn't even close. It just completely went all the way down the street and broke a windshield or a window of a house probably a block away.
Right. The first one, actually, the ricochet, you hear glass shatter that seems to have, you may have shattered their windshield. It is confirmed when you see the muzzle flash of a pistol or something from that direction. Pop, pop, pop. Roll avoid harm for me, -2.
I'm probably going down here, Ernie. Just so you know.
That makes it a 9.
No, I put the -2 in. I put the -2 in. So it is an exact 11. Don't you fuck me yet.
You avoid the worst of it, but you're going to sustain 1 bullet wound. It's not going to be critical. Where do you get shot?
Just a graze of the
it's
leg.
not a graze. You're going to have a bullet in the flesh.
Okay, well then just give it to me in the big meaty part of the leg that misses the artery. Okay. Joel just screams, falls backwards onto her butt.
Yeah, I'll let it take a chunk out of your upper thigh. So it's not in there, but it does blow a big old golf-sized groove down the side of your leg. Like somebody, like teed off of your thigh or something. Took a big old divot right out of it.
Ouch. Well, Joel eats shit for the second time, this time onto her butt. It holds her leg.
Yeah, it hurts.
Coughing.
Blood. Dr. Kennedy, what do you do?
I am going to try to pull Joel back into the car and shut the door.
Cussing, gun flailing, like, God damn it, motherfucker!
Act under pressure.
What happened to my sheet? There it is.
Unless you have something special. I don't keep track of your special powers. So if you want to use those things.
Not yet. I need to get her back into the car before I can use my special power.
Before I can use my special ability.
So you rolled 10. If look, old man eyes, and you do it, but you hesitate, delayed, or have to deal with a complication as bullets come flying at you. Your complication is that you are both tossed kind of into the floorboard, I'll give you that, on top of each other as the car is hit from the back. And then you hear this cackle, laughter. Dr. Kennedy! Thought I'd forgotten you, huh? Been waiting for you to get back into town.
And then Joel is like shoving Ernie off of her, and she's like, "God damn it, Ernie, son of a bitch!"
You hear the tires squeal as the cab starts to back up to take another
Miss
round.
Watson, stop struggling for just a moment, and I want to open a portal underneath us to drop us into my extra dimensional space.
Oh, hell yeah!
Love it. Well, this is your colorful moment then. Describe what the process looks like. It is KULT. It's not like snap magic stuff. You have to like do a little something.
A little shimmy.
Shimmy, shimmy, yeah.
Shimmies.
So, when I discovered and created a tether to this extra dimensional space, I also created a little like crystal that I just keep around my neck, and that's like my quick way when I can't map out the runes for a portal properly. It's my emergency. So I grab that crystal in my hand and I crush it into a powder, and that just expands what looks like the event horizon of a black hole underneath Joel and myself and the floorboards of the car. And it's just big enough for us to drop through it, and then it snaps closed.
That was pretty fucking cool.
Where does it put you?
I'm still designing the space, so for right now it's really just kind of a void that has like a grassy meadow. Like it's dark overhead, but it still feels like it's dimly lit. You can still see everything that's there because there's basically nothing there yet. Right. But we land on soft grass.
I like how you went for
Is it like gently, or like because we dropped out of a portal like a thump?
You've played Portal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so think with portals. We didn't go through with all that much momentum, so.
Okay, I was like, well, sometimes you can jump very far. You can go pretty bad. Joel just hits the grass and starts crying and screaming some more and holding her leg. It's bleeding everywhere.
Miss Watson, calm down.
You fucking calm down. I just got shot in the fucking leg, you freaking asshole. Holy shit.
And I'm already like rubbing my hands together to do the battlefield medicine and fix it. Like, it's just like, stop complaining.
Oh my god, I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking leg, and then you can freaking say, dude, I'm complaining. Oh my god.
I can cure you. I can't cure myself.
Oh my god. Ernie. Just defeatist.
And then I think battlefield medicine actually has a roll.
Oh, great. So they're going to screw it up, and I'm going to get an amputee leg. I'm going to be like Patchy the Pirate.
Did I actually press it?
What is that under? I'm looking now. I categorized everything, so now I can't. Oh, reason.
It's a reason roll, yeah. I'm clicking the button, but it's not doing anything this time. It's weird.
Hold on. Mine popped up. Roll reason whenever you stabilize an injured person's wounds, even if you don't have access to medical equipment. Roll plus reason.
Yeah, for some reason my buttons aren't working.
No, sorry.
On the character sheet.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. It was hidden behind a thing.
Oh.
Ernie.
I only clicked it 5 times apparently.
Is it the?
Okay.
No, that's that. I see through the illusion.
So do I.
See through the illusion. That's not the right one.
That's not the right.
That's not the right one.
Well, great. Now I'm really gonna get screwed.
So,
oh my god! And now I can't get my freaking character sheet to open up again.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Is it?
Oh no!
I might be able to get it for you.
Hang on. It's a 2d10 plus 4.
Yes. Joel, I'm curious what your reaction is.
Son of a bitch. Oh, right now she doesn't. She's just like staring at the hole in her leg, just screaming. She's got no idea really what's going on. She's just pissed and about to not be happy.
Nothing
That
working.
is a 5.
Plus 4, so it is a 9.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's so
I
much better.
know.
That's such
I
better than a
know.
5. It's better than a 5, Chris.
You stabilize the wound, but there are also unexpected and potentially dangerous consequences such as infections, healing deformities, or other serious side effects. Which, of course, none of those would make themselves obvious at this particular moment. But, excuse me, I will say that Dr. Kennedy finishes, and Dr. Kennedy, it looks like you did a fairly decent job. You haven't done, this sort of wound in a while, so.
Well, and everything operates differently in this space anyway.
Yes. When you do your battlefield medicine, does it do like the little glow and just kind of heals?
Yeah, it essentially rebuilds the flesh into its previous state.
Gotcha. It almost looks like there might be some sort of, here's what she throws off. She may not notice it, but you notice there is some texturization, perhaps some scar tissue that's built up underneath. There's something odd, you can't tell, but it's kind of under the surface. It's very subtle. If she doesn't, unless she is really, really looking, she may never notice.
No, Joel would never know it. She's covered in scars from all the fights and breaking ins and everything she's done through the years, so scars don't really, she's like, yeah, whatever.
But Kennedy, something's off. You just don't know what it is.
Well, I probably won't say anything about it.
Joel just leans down and stretches out in the grass, and she kind of looks around. Where the fuck are we?
Ah, yes, this is something that I've been working on in my personal time. I hadn't gotten a chance to show you or Harvey or Sasha or Blythe. Well, obviously not Blythe because we just got Blythe back, but yeah, it's a little difficult to describe. It's essentially a pocket universe that exists outside of our universe that I have access to and can manipulate at will.
this like some Star Wars bullshit or?
I don't get the reference.
We're gonna have to watch that sometime so I can whatever. And she just like relaxes in the grass for a second and stares up at the. Is there anything on the ceiling or the sky?
No.
It's just black.
Yep. It's a void. It's an empty void.
Ernie, this needs like stars or clouds or something.
Oh yes, no. I mean, that's my next project is to build it up a bit.
So why do you have this? What is this for?
Just see if I could, mostly. And now it just seems useful.
So what happens when we go back? Like, are we gonna get stuck back in the cab town car thing with all the cabbies, or are we gonna like be not there and someplace safe?
You know, that's a very good question.
You don't know.
Not so much. No.
Ernie. Okay. It's fine. It's great. Awesome. So what's the plan now, Stan?
We could do some work on the pocket universe while we wait.
Do some work on the pocket universe, yeah. What about Harvey and Blythe? You think they're being attacked by random crazies in a cab? Who said your name, by the way? Do you want to tell me what that's all about?
Former test subject. He drives a cab now, and he's been hunting me for years.
Was Joel not in the cab on that episode?
No.
I don't think so, no.
I believe it's
Duke's favorite NPC.
Introduction to the cabin.
I'll get a clip together.
Ernie, that is probably the most fucked up thing I've heard. And I've heard a lot of fucked up things.
I haven't even told you about some of my experiments.
She just lays back down on the grass and like makes a like continue talking or do whatever you want. I don't really care motion, and then it just flops back into the grass. She's just taking a moment to take a deep breath.
While she's laying down, I will like just kind of be standing and looking out at the expanse of nothing, and just tapping my chin. And I start like holding my hands out like I'm mapping stuff out.
Make a, just to keep the pressure and the scares alive as you are doing your perceiving, make me an observe a situation. Move, roll plus perception.
Okay. And then, where's that thing?
And it's not so much a skill test. I'll allow you to ask questions.
It's
beautiful. I absolutely hate
beautiful.
You're still
it's not better than mine.
You're still going to get a question if you want. There's no bonus for it. You might miss something, attract unwanted attention, which is exactly, or expose yourself to danger, which is what I was wanting to make you feel like anyway. Since this is an untested thing that you've got going on here, you're still successful. There's no issue with that. However, for some reason, you get this very strong sensation that if you are not being watched, you are in the box and there's somebody holding the box going, how do you get this thing open? Sort of sensation is kind of like the feeling you got. You're safe. They won't figure out how to get in, but somebody's trying to. You don't know who. But you can carry on with your interior design.
Yeah, if Joel is watching Ernie do this at all, she might notice him shiver a little bit.
She like glances you every now and again just to see kind of what you're doing, but it's not like a lingering of any kind. But if she sees you shiver, she'll kind of like look back to the ceiling. Are you okay?
It's disconcerting to have a pocket dimension under your control, and then to have that pocket dimension essentially picked up and shaken, metaphorically speaking.
What, like a snow globe? Like,
I don't think it was quite that vigorous, but something is. Ooh. It's like if someone takes their finger and sticks it in your ear.
ew.
Yes.
Okay, that's weird. So do we need to like go, or is that like a
They, well, depending on the power of the creature in question, it is possible that they could get in, but highly unlikely. It's incredibly difficult.
Okay. She just gets up and she starts kind of walking around. I mean, is it like a big space, or is it like, here's like a 20-foot patch of grass?
So if you were to start walking, you wouldn't find an end, but also you really wouldn't get much farther away from me. Like, even if you just took off at a dead run, and ran for a solid 30 seconds, you'd stop, turn around, and I'd still be like 5 or 10 feet away from you.
Freaky. You see Joel kind of testing this theory. She's like walking. She walks a little bit further, turns around, looks at you. Walks a little bit further, turns around, looks at you. She doesn't say anything. She's just testing the waters.
Cool. Roll repressed memories for me. I believe that is a 0, just a straight roll.
What's a disadvantage? Is it not?
Are you?
Yeah, -2 to that, whatever it is.
Dang.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Fucking anyways. Roll 20 hates me.
It hates both of us today, I think. I don't think either of us has rolled above an 11.
No. That would have been a 2, by the way, just so everyone is aware.
It's beautiful. I love this space-time thing that's happening here too, because I'm gonna keep that going. And you're playing around, Joel, Herbert, and you sort of lose focus, and I don't know if you're hopping, skipping, or running. At some point, you realize there's nothing around you. It is blackness, void, except you realize that that box metaphor starts to sort of come true as you look up and you realize that you are in a box, basically, as far as perception goes, because this person who looks, you've seen the doctor, right? You've engaged with him at some point. It's him, only it's not him. It looks different. He's got a mask on and is in some hooded robes, but he is instantly recognizable to you, and you are like a hound just immediately filled with the sense of you're looking at your mortal enemy. He's the one who wants to destroy your prize, your the thing that you protect. And now he's looking at you like a hamster in the cage, like his head and shoulders like fills the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't even get him all in the picture. And he's looking at you and he's like, oh, 3 Eyes. Very nice to see you again. Where are you?
Just homicidal dog energy. It's all that Joel can feel. She doesn't like this bastard. She kind of would like to tear his throat out. So she doesn't answer. And she just turns into the giant dog and just gets down and starts growling and is pissed. And tries to, like, jump up and claw at him.
Yeah.
Because that's just homicidal dog energy.
But you don't give him any information.
Nope.
Just violent, ruthless
Yeah.
little thing. He reaches down and his finger gets closer and closer and closer and closer, and you realize that his hand is about the size of a 2-story house. Wow. And he comes in and just sort of goes, pump, and punts you about 20-ish feet or so.
Just ass over tits.
Yeah, you just go down with a yelp. No damage. And he goes, worthless as ever, and lights out. And you are back in with Kennedy. Kennedy, she flickered on you for a moment or two.
Miss Watson, are you all right?
You just see her, like, pat her own shoulders to, like, make sure she's still in human form.
No, you still got a fucked up face, too.
Yeah. But just the pats of the shoulder, and then she kind of looks at her hands for a second. Looks back at you. No. Yes? No? I don't know. I just saw the doctor. He wanted to know where I was. I didn't tell him. And then he was like God himself and just kind of flicked me like a little gnat. And
that must have been unpleasant.
Yeah.
You told him nothing about... Well, I doubt that you could really tell him much of anything of import about this particular location, other than that it is an extra dimensional space that I have control over.
No, Ernie, what do you think I did? I turned into a dog and I tried to eat his hand. And I got flicked. Like a piss ant.
It didn't seem like that went over particularly well for you.
Where's Blythe? Where is everybody? I feel like we need to get regrouped with them, but when do we get to just cap him? Just be done with him. Just murk him, get him down, just kill him. I'm done with him. He's an asshole. And all he does is wreck my life.
Well, we have killed him a number of times, actually. But he tends to not stay that way.
Great. And Joel just sits back down in the grass. She doesn't want to stare up at the stars, quote unquote, anymore. That's kind of freaking her out. So she rolls onto her belly and just like sits in the grass with her hand up and just kind of stares at you for a second with a puzzled look on her face.
After that, I'm curious, how long I keep thinking of Liamon's tiny hut in my head every time I think of your little extra dimensional space. There's no like rules as far as those sort of mechanics go. So I'm curious as to your maintaining of it, or your plans. How do you poke your head out to see if the coast is clear, or do you just wait until it fades away, or until you starve?
There we go. So I will have to craft myself while I'm here another one of those emergency crystals. So that will probably take at least a little bit of time. And then whenever I want to leave, I have to draw the symbols for the portal in the air, and then it just will open up like that same event horizon black hole style. And then I honestly don't know what will happen when we pop back in.
Right. Joel, while he's doing his ritualizing, getting ready to do all of this stuff, prep for that, what are you doing? You were laying there on your belly. Do you just stay there and take a nap, or are you gonna?
She's like really deep in thought.
What are you thinking about?
She's thinking about the whole doctor, because when Ernie said we've killed him a lot of times and he just keeps coming back, now she's thinking about the place that they all went when they were in Vermont, the tail. And she's thinking about that whole situation with finding out that Blythe is her sister in a past tense. And now she's kind of staring at Ernie again with the weirded out look on her face, thinking about how he was her dad in a weird sense of way. And she's like trying to feel like she can connect to him, but she's just so far. Because she doesn't know a lot about Ernie. She doesn't understand Ernie, and she's finding out all of these wonderful things about taxi cab drivers that are trying to murder them. And she's like just trying to piece together who Ernie really is underneath all of the sass and the smart ass and I'm a smart doctor man shit.
Did you take 2 stability off for your last repressed memory?
Yes. I'm in neurotic levels. So if Ernie's paying any attention, he'll just see Joel like kind of staring at him, but not really staring at him, kind of trying to stare through him.
Yeah, he's not really that's not what his driving focus is right now, so he probably wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, and I mean, Joel's just kind of chilling out. She doesn't really. You could say something to her, and she probably wouldn't even know what you said, because she's thinking about you, but she's not actively going to probably engage in a conversation while you do your thing.
Joel, you are going to be encumbered with anxiety over the fact that, one, you have just seen your mortal enemy. You're Superman, he's Lex Luthor, and what he really wants more than anything in the world, you have no idea where she's at. And you cannot help her right now. You are locked inside of Kennedy's extra-dimensional living space. And it's nice. But you're kind of just, it's like that impatient, you're sitting, you have no control over this particular situation. It's impossible to get yourself out of dog form at the moment. So you can pace around, or you can curl up and try to take a nap.
So Ernie just sees a bright flash of color and then sees the giant German Shepherd form and just huffing and pacing back and forth, and then stopping and staring at him with the look of like, can you hurry the fuck up? And then some pacing back and forth, some more sighing, lays down right behind him and sighs some more, and just like breathes up his back a little bit.
Dr. Kennedy, when the big German Shepherd walks over to you, it goes, can you hurry the fuck up? And it sounds like Joel, because Joel, you can talk in your form. You're not like, it's still you. You can communicate.
It's like a mind projection thing.
That's cool.
So you can feel like the anger and the irritation behind it. Yeah. It's just in your head.
Telepathy. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what the third eye's for, you know?
I'm working on it, Miss Watson. You can calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
We need to find Blythe. We need to find Blythe. We need to find Harvey. We need to get to Sasha at some point. If we can. Probably can't. But we're going to try. And if you say we're not going to try, I'll probably just eat you or something.
Well, you'd try anyway.
Are you done yet? 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 Are you done yet?
It's only going to take longer if you distract me.
Just another big, just irritated noise. Turns around, puts butt to you, flaps with tail a little bit.
What's the first thing you're going to do, Joel, when you're let loose, when the leash comes off?
Probably try to find Blythe and Harvey.
You're just going to start
married band together
at the bottom of Long Island and run back and forth up and down every street until you get to the top of Long Island or Manhattan Island. That may be two separate islands. I'm not really sure.
No, I probably would go check out like Harvey's place to see if they went there. And if they're not there, then probably go check out the normal hangout areas first.
You'll have to look in every Waffle House in the greater metropolitan area.
Bitch, if I have to, I will find these two idiots. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Well, then I think the logical question for Dr. Kennedy is, when you designed your extra-dimensional space, what kind of exit did you plan for?
So the usefulness of the extra dimensional space is that I can access it from anywhere theoretically. So then I don't suppose that there's any reason why I can't also choose to exit anywhere I want to.
That's how I was thinking of it.
So, when I get my my ritual, it's like the runes are glowing, and they're glowing kind of an ominous red. So don't freak out.
Just hear irritation coming from Joel. Just, are you done yet? Are you done yet? That's very nice. Is it done yet? I don't care that's glowing. Are you done?
So they're like bright neon, but kind of like a blood colored red, and they're just floating in midair in a perfect circle. And once I've drawn the last one and it starts to glow that blood red, and then all of them have this shimmering outline, and then that hole just opens up in the middle. Well, Miss Watson, are you ready?
Yeah, took you long enough. My God, who cares how pretty it is? Just make it work. Why does it have to do all this sparkly shit? Can you just make it work?
It takes time, and there's artistry to it. I mean, really.
You just hear a mocking of your own voice. There's artistry to it. Like you're just being an absolute child.
That's awesome.
So if we were to step through it, then we would then be stepping into the foyer of the brownstone. It's just like as though we had walked right in through the front door.
Is this big enough? Am I still in dog form? Is this big enough for my ass to be up in here? Am I gonna like wreck everything with a tail of destruction?
No,
yeah, probably.
Just for half a second, knock over like a very expensive vase and just like start cackling, coming back to human form.
Yeah, no. In Kennedy's house, you when you go through, you're not in dog form. You still feel all of those sort of feelings. So you can count your blessings that you're not changing. But there's Kennedy's got skills.
There's urgency here.
Yeah. It seems like you haven't been in this house, Dr. Kennedy, in years. There's a layer of dust, and there is, Joel would notice right away, a slight smell of death lingering in the air, like an old dead body somewhere.
Hey, Ernie.
Did
your cleaning lady quit? Or die someplace in here?
Given that I have absolutely no idea what the time or date is, I would expect that, yes, Rosa probably does not come by very often anymore.
Did she die?
She never had a key, so she wouldn't have been able to get in anyway. So,
Ernie, it smells like a dead body in here a little bit. It's not good.
Well, that's probably the dead bodies.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, you haven't visited, have you?
No.
Don't go downstairs.
Okay.
Would you like something to drink?
Is anything even going to be in date? If this is how the rest of the house looks and smells?
Scotch only gets better with age.
Fair point. To the scotch, please. And then we really probably should find Harvey and Blythe.
Yes. We'll have to send a courier or something. I don't know.
I'm kind of done with messengers, my dude, and people picking us up. So can we just go there?
How many dead bodies did you have in your laboratory?
I mean, there was probably just, one on the table and one or two in the furnace room.
Are you sure?
I like to do them all at the same time, so, they kind of sit around for a little bit.
It's always a good idea, little doggy, when you get into a new place that you sniff it out first, which would be probably a perception roll. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for you at this time. And once you roll to observe a situation as you check things out, plus you've got a keen sense of smell. Being a dog and all.
Right. Oh my God, is that actually a success? It's an 18. Oh my God.
18.
Finally.
So I'll let you ask a couple questions. You don't have to ask the ones in the box. Those are just examples. But I will tell you this from your success. You smell, now that you've been able to check things out, and a dog is smart enough to figure this sort of, their sense of smell is keen enough that you can distinguish that there is indeed an upstairs death that is old and dry, but now you smell a downstairs death that seems to be more rotting and putrid, like swamp, or there's still life in it, unlike the dry, dusty husk that you can smell upstairs.
The
zombies are downstairs.
I get 2 questions, or do I?
Yes.
Oh God. Is any of these things exceedingly murderous towards me and Ernie?
Whatever has come to life from Ernie's table is hungry.
Oh, okay.
And there's now life upstairs. That's why the smell's getting closer.
So it's coming down the stairs, I'm assuming.
Well, it would be coming from wherever his labs are. And I'm sure he's probably got a couple of doors in between them and you, but you're a dog. You can smell that kind of stuff. Before he hears them, you'll smell them coming.
So I'm assuming Ernie has like turned to walk towards wherever the scotch is at in his house. And Joel does not move. She just starts staring in kind of the directions she's smelling these things, and she is white as a ghost. And she just kind of has like a Ernie.
And he'll have reached the bar and grabbed a couple of glasses and the decanter, and will have turned around. Yes, Miss Watson.
I don't think we should stay here. I think we should take the scotch and go.
Why?
Something that was dead is now, I don't think, so dead anymore.
So go kill it again.
Have you seen any zombie movies by chance? Usually doesn't end well.
No, I haven't. I think I tried to watch that Romero one back in the 70s, and it seemed absurd to me.
Okay. Joel you see her pull her gun out of the back of her jeans again, and she just slowly starts inching up the stairs. Do I hear anything? Is there any like banging and clanging around?
Going upstairs?
Yeah.
No.
There's nothing?
No.
Oh, that's a good sign. That's why I wanted to go this way first.
Because the lab is downstairs.
Yeah, I didn't want to go that way. I got spooked. I wanted to go upstairs first. I'm going to go check that one.
She wants to go see what the MacGuffin's all about up there.
Uh-huh. And then you just hear Joel yell from down the stairs, "You may want to follow just in case, Ernie."
Ernie, the next thing, just because you're going to be teed up here, is going to be to describe my question was going to be, what's the trap between the lab and you? I'm assuming you probably have some defenses built in, just because I know how Kennedy is when you've described things in the past.
I mean, it would be silly not to.
Right. But upstairs, Joel, you're going to go room to room, like a cop, basically, to clear this thing as you get closer and closer to the smell. And you come to the room. You don't recognize it as this. For our fans out there who will have this episode etched in their head, it's the room that Sasha and Blythe stayed in the beginning. And you go in this room, and it's just a bedroom, Joel, and there is a body lying on the bed as if it had just lied down, to take a nap or something. It's even lying on its side in sort of a relaxed position. You can't tell who it is. The body is completely withered to skin on skeleton. the clothes look a lot like Sasha's.
Oh, the smell is enough to have Joel like gagging and almost throwing up in the hallway.
I'll let you throw up, or you can roll a keep it together for something worse.
Shit, that's actually kind of tempting.
I know. I like vomit, so I like it for effect in the show. So if you wanted to like throw up all over the place, I'll let you do that, and you can save yourself. Keep it together. Roll.
Please don't throw up on my beautiful, beautiful house.
I'll do both. Like, there's like a baby.
I'll do both.
There's like
you better roll better than a 9.
Yeah, there's like a little baby puke that like she gags and like kind of like holds it in for a second, and then there's another little gag and she like kind of like straightens up and like tries to just get it together. And then I'm gonna do this and probably toss all of the cookies.
No, it's a success.
It says success.
It's a 20.
Rolled a 20.
Okay, so
a 9 and a 10. Nice.
I do not toss my cookies.
Boy, a yawn. No, you just a little or your mouth. Yeah, there's no real problem upstairs other than the fact that it looks like there's, if it's really him, he's been dead for, I don't know, 20 years, lying there, maybe longer than that.
Joel just kind of stares at it for a second with her hand still kind of over her mouth and her nose. And I kind of gag again, and then just a stonewalled look of just utter tiredness hits the face before I close the door and start patting my way back downstairs to Ernie.
When one of the zombies tries to come upstairs, what's going to happen? Dr. Kennedy.
So there's a flap on, so like the stairs are like this, of course, and then this part does this. so it's
like
gonna turn
Alone,
into
like,
yeah, it's
like
gonna
Home
turn
Alone slide
into a slide. Yeah. And
nice.
Of course, spike trap at the bottom.
That just turned into some Mario Bros shit right there.
So you hear your trap go off as they are alerted to your presence. They probably smell you too. Only they're thinking, turkey dinner. Except one goes down. The others are going to be prevented at the moment, Dr. Kennedy, from getting to you, which is going to allow you guys some time to try to plan. And as we're getting close to the 9 o'clock hour, and I'm thinking that Blythe and Harvey will become rolling into town. It's quite possible they might get there just in the nick of time as the really bad thing happens. I don't know. But I love this little cliffhanger here, and this gives you guys the opportunity to sort out what you're going to do with the zombies and just how many zombies are there, and who's the dead body upstairs, and how long have we been gone, and has that body been up there dead this whole time, and where the fuck is Rosa? These questions and more.
Where the fuck is Rosa? I mean, honestly, she probably got a better job.
Well, yeah,
she was actually getting paid.
I don't think I'm going to get my paycheck. No. How long has it been? It's been a couple of months now. Oh, so much fun. I would love to keep going, but I'm just kind of having some fun with you guys until we get a couple more people back. And I think we're getting them back next weekend. So that will be fun. And then I'll have to up the challenge rating just a little bit because we'll have extra guns, right? Did you guys have fun? Do you like the change in mood? Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we got going on? There's a new Dr. Kennedy that's going to be out either tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to say tomorrow just to not put that kind of pressure on myself. But it's like 90% done. I just got to do the last little stuff. The sound is all done. It sounds great. There's more moaning and running. No blood splatters this time, I don't think, but there is the weird thing that Dr. Kennedy does with his head when he wipes his wound away. Some fascinating stuff. Still the crowd of freaks that Duke came up with that is surrounding Dr. Kennedy in Inferno as we speak. It's quite an episode, and that will be available tomorrow. I think it's clocking at about 12 minutes, but I added a little intro on at the beginning. So other than that, it's pretty short. And then more new stuff coming. Discord, right, Erica? All the fun stuff. If you want to talk to Dr. Kennedy or Joel, join our Discord. They will chat with you at some point. Dr. Kennedy gets busy with experiments, so he only comes out once every few days or so. But I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you out there. Let's see. Friday, that means Sunday. We've got Happy Little Faces. It's 4th of July. We are going to do Happy Little Faces. I don't know what's going on with Wrath and Tears that night. I don't think there's going to be a show, but Ben was talking about doing a Q&A. So we'll see. If you have nothing going on that night, we might be doing something. So there's that, but there will be face painting. And then Merkberg on Monday. And then the same Merkberg on Tuesday. Only an hour later. I love that. If you want to come play, come play. There's no real limits to that, and I have enough fun to go around in that world. So, having said all of that, do you guys need to plug anything? Did I forget something? My throat's like drying out on me tonight.
You can like and subscribe and smack the bell on the YouTubes and the Twitters and the Instagrams and the Facebooks.
I got some fun stuff planned for Patreon. I think we're going to, I'm the royal we. I am going to start producing a Patreon only content, a podcast. Changing up some things as we look into the future of TTRP, and I'm going to start doing some fiction podcasts. And one of the things that I thought would be really fun to do and kind of just a change of pace is I think I'm going to bring Heartland back only as a fiction podcast, Patreon only.
Ooh.
Meaning we're not going to live stream it. We'll get together. We'll play Heartland for a few hours. We'll put it into a podcast. We may not even game it. We may just improv it. We may just script it. I don't know. We may just get together and create a story. I don't know how we're going to do it, but it's going to be something like that, and it'll be Heartland setting. And I'm sure Jaylee's going to want to get in on it, which means Daisy's one eye is going to be in there somewhere. So that means the whole group's going to want to get in, and I see nothing other than a whole bunch of really cool voices, especially if we get Applebaum and that whole crew. God dang, my throat is like, I feel like I just swallowed a bunch of sand. So, Jesus, good night. Sweet dreams.
Stop eating sand, Curtis.
And we love you.
Bad for you.
Say it. Good night.
Good night, sweet dreams. We love you. Curtis, stop eating sand. Don't eat
He's
sand.
dying.
Wash your hands.
He's dying. Oh, God.
Hit the button.
Oh, God.
Hit the button.